I know you thought you bought VJ. Nah, this is Origin Trip. Come on.
Hey guys, it's Famous Amos, and today we're going to be talking about self-sovereign identities, and I believe that is going to be the next big thing right after the whole DeFi NFT craze. And I think people really don't understand the implications of self-sovereign identities. So let's dive into this really quick. Let's watch this quick explainer video on produced by Sovereign, who is a pretty big player in the digital identity or SSI industry. So let's take a quick look into what exactly a digital identity is.
The internet? There's no simple way to verify who you are or what you claim to be. In the physical world, it's rather easy. You have all kinds of official IDs to verify personal information, like your name and age, or that you earned a degree at a particular school, or that you're licensed to drive. People trust these IDs because they trust where they come from, so we use them to prove we are eligible for things such as loans or to qualify for a new job. But this is not what happens on the internet. To verify identity, we rely on things like universal logins from online accounts and social media profiles who collect your personal information. But none of them actually made sure any of the information they have on you is true, did they? Yet they sit between us and everything we do online, controlling access to what we want to do online, and all we can do is hope that they do enough to keep our identity safe. Imagine a solution where banks, governments, hospitals, and others all had an accurate way to verify your personal information, and in a way that you control. This is the Sovereign Network. It's designed to give you control.
Now, we're just going to pause here because we're going to talk a bit more about what they do and dive into more of the details. But as you can see, IDs or digital credentials really define how we live life today. Everything from your driver's license, your ID, school certificates, all of those credentials make a claim about who you are and your skill set, about your age, height, gender, so on and so forth. Those are all claims on this thing we call your identity. Now, as this video rightfully said, we usually sign up at these entities like Facebook, Google, and they harvest and farm our data and sell us. You just basically like farm livestock. So SSI is basically the concept of breaking those chains, breaking those monopolies up, and empowering the individual to take control of their own data. Now, I will be doing a particular series on SSI itself so that we could really understand this technology. But for now, I think this is a good description to at least get through what we want to talk about today. Now, Sovereign is not necessarily they leverage the Hyperledger Indy platform, which is within the Hyperledger ecosystem that's used for digital identity creation. So Sovereign brings basically a governance framework on top, combined with Hyperledger Indy, to form basically a digital identification ecosystem with a unique architecture. Now, they are used in various industries. Now, this is why I really want to talk about how relevant is SSI. I really want to tell you that SSI is very relevant, that it is gaining the most adoption today. Meanwhile, we have spaces like DeFi struggling to gain adoption from a mainstream standpoint. I mean, DeFi isn't really even adopted to be super functional yet to day-to-day use. But SSI is pretty much at this point where it's mature enough and ready for implementation. Now, let's take a look at this open source project here built using the Sovereign platform by the government of British Columbia. Now, they actually released an actual application using this blockchain, their blockchain. The government of British Columbia recently announced the launch of Book.org BC. Book.org BC is a searchable directory of public verifiable data issued by government authorities about businesses in British Columbia. Book.org BC is an exemplar service of VON, which envisions a new way to issue, store, and share authenticate and authoritative data about organizations globally. The Sovereign Network provides Book BC with a global reach for its credential issuance and verification services. Now, this is absolutely massive news anywhere, any day in crypto, right? Now, we already see that this is fully functioning. Now, I've actually went in here. Let's do home, for see what home repair company or whatever. As you can see, these are all issued using DIDs or SSI, basically this SSI framework. As you can see, here's the issuer, which is BC, British Columbia, and you can see what credential has been issued. And you can see here when you resolve, this is the method specific identifier, and this is the resolver for this DID. This is sovereign. This is their DID pretty much. You can see that if I were to copy this DID and resolve it, I can actually see that this DID contains information about this entity. Now, this is absolutely amazing news anywhere in crypto, any day. Now, if we scroll down and we see who's involved in this, now you see CISCO, Convergence.tech. Now, I will get back to Convergence.tech. We have you're going to see the connections to this really quickly. And we even have people like T-Mobile and CU Ledger. Now, CU Ledger is particularly interesting because they are involved in, they leverage Sovereign to really revolutionize their authentication methods for their local credit union, for their credit union branches. So they've really cut down on the paperwork pretty much using SSIDs, DIDs, but leveraging an SSI framework. Now, if we go to CU Ledger, we can see that they actually even are dabbling deeper into crypto. They have actually selected Hashgraph to build a global ledger for cross-border payments. Now, of course, cross-border crypto is kind of designed for payments. The emancipation of the small man's wallet. So, of course, payments and so forth is a prime use case, and we will see adoption in that moving forward. That's amazing. Companies like Quant Network, who really are trying to revolutionize the payment systems from the ground up, will do well. But I'm talking also about this next craze. We know that there are crazes outside of the fundamental use case for blockchain technology, and these crazes like DeFi and which is payments, but DeFi and NFTs, they come and they go. And I think that SSI is going to be one that comes and sticks around because the adoption is here. We can see even IBM is playing around, not just playing around, they are part of this actual network. These are their stewards. So these are trusted organizations running the validator nodes, maintaining consensus on the ledger, and upholding the integrity of the sovereign network. So these CISCO, Convergence.tech, T-Mobile, IBM, they are part of this. So adoption has taken place already. This is something that is already being impacted. Now, of course, as I said, these are just their DIDs, and if I go to, let me take this as an example. I was kind of trying to rush because of time, but I don't want to rush. I just want to, however long this video is, it is that long. Whoops, and here we are. Here she is. Mila came to say hi to everyone. It's my cat. I love this cat. So if I resolve this DID, we can see that, here we go. Yep, the DID resolved. And here's the DID document. We can see once again, the ID here. We have the ver key. And yeah, so this all works. Their DID framework mechanism resolves. Now, Vaughan is obviously this organization. It's an open source network built around digital trust by, British Columbia and Ontario. But, Canada seems to be really pushing into the future with their adoption of anything SSI, or basically any sort of blockchain technology, because as you can see, a cluster of Canadian firms joined the Origin Trace Alliance. Now, this is where things start getting, I guess, exciting for the Origin Trail community as well as the general crypto space, because it shows that adoption is truly here in a big way. Now, these companies that joined the Origin Trail. Now, I may have already scrolled too far and you've seen the bomb already. Yes, that's right. So this is convergence.tech, the very same convergence.tech that can be seen. I'm sorry, the very same convergence.tech that can be seen as a trusted validator for the sovereign network, as you can see here. So they're one of the stewards for Sovereign, and so they're a pretty big and respected organization, and they've joined the Origin Trail Trace Alliance. And more than just say that they've joined, they've actually said that they're excited to explore how the Origin Trail protocol may assist and add value even in their client engagements. So this is quite a big deal, quite a big it shows that the blockchain technology is really on the verge of adoption, adoption is here for SSI. Companies, organizations, they're really wanting to get GDPR and CCPA compliant. They really want to cut down on that paperwork. They really want to be able to give users the power, because they have been, if you get into this space, you realize that more and more users have become more conscious about their data usage, and more and more users will opt for a more secure platform as opposed to one that is less secure. So that is why we see things like OpenPKG, which is being built by NGI DAPC, utilizing the Origin Trail decentralized network, obviously funded by the European Union. So this is built by EU for EU, and they're building this platform for personal data, and they're using basically decentralized IDs, obviously conforming to an SSI framework, which allows people to have full power over their data, to be able to control that data, sell that data, and what they're doing here is they're building an easy to use open source, important, open source platform that leverages the Origin Trail decentralized network for this traceability or this provenance of data. So as I'm seeing here, as I was just going through the uses of SSI that I'm seeing today, is just like, I think that the adoption for SSI is just hitting that point where it's going to be undeniable. It's going to be irresistible for people to hop into or deny its relevance. So, and this is where I see projects like Origin Trail, who are already implementing technologies that leverage zero knowledge proofs and SSI, which is, zero knowledge proofs is a part of SSI. These sort of new age technologies, I really expect that they will very soon win the prize in this next craze that is going to come. SSI, the adoption is here. For example, look at BSI and the SCAN network. We're talking about securing more than 40% of all imports into America via the Scan Trusted Factory Network. This is 18,000 factories from all over the globe that are used by these major brands. They are going to be complying to new regulation by conforming to the standards leveraged by the Origin Trail Decentralized Network. So this is what true adoption looks like. And it's just exciting to see what happens. I know that there are other crypto projects in the space that will do well in the SSI space, in the traceability space, in the payment space even. But so yeah, let me type in a comment and let me know what you guys think. Will SSI be the next DeFi? Will it be the next NFT? Will verifiable credentials be the next thing that takes crypto mainstream? Well, I believe it will be. So comment down below, and once again, like, share, and subscribe, and stay classy.
I know you thought you bought VJ. Nah, this is already